three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining. Bryant for the win. Bang! They get it to Fisher. He scores! Derek Fisher scores!
But on the Hooper's log, we don't blink.
All I have in this world is a pistol and a promise, a fistful of dollars.
Ori for the win! Hall's got the step and stuffs one move and counts in the foul. He beat LeBron James. That's a three. How about that? It steps over Tyronn Lue.
For NBALead.com and for all of 2017.
Irving spins, puts up the shot. It's good! Kyrie Irving with 3.4 remaining.
You're inside the Hooper's log.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! And the Cavaliers by 3.
Now here's your host, Chris Morrison, a.k.a. Simo Buckets. Welcome on into the show, everybody. It is the Hooper's Log here on January 24, 2017, here for Tuesday, episode 23, here on the show. I know many of you have been listening to the other basketball podcasts out there, and I've been part of quite a bit over the last couple of days. It was Simply Hoops with my man Chris Hines. I was on with him over the weekend as well, and also follow the Baseline podcast for episode 211 as we talk about the halfway portion of the NBA season with my man Cal Lee and also Warren Shaw, part of the NBALead.com family. Again, we're here on episode 23 here on NBALead.com, presented by Fan Essentials. We are also available through iTunes, Stitcher, through the podcast, also, and whenever we do live recordings, we'll be on Periscope on at the Hooper's Log. We got quite a bit to go through today, obviously a very jam-packed weekend, a bunch of information to talk about on this show, talk about All-Star snubs, the All-Star game starters, things that have gone on, some crazy games over the weekend in the NBA. We've got ourselves a guest, and Johnathan Wagner, a good friend, for those of you that have followed the Hooper's Log for as long as you have. Johnathan Wagner was a big part of our college basketball coverage last year on CLNS Radio. So he'll be stopping by to talk some Knicks. He's a big-time Knicks insider there for New York Sports Day. We'll be talking to him as well. We'll be talking about, all those other things in the NBA. He's great. Johnathan Wagner is fantastic. He's quite the talker. I love him, man. He's fantastic. Also, if you're on the social media outlets, Obama NOLA. Get it going. Hashtag it Obama NOLA. Let's try and get Obama to the All-Star game, celebrity game, to try and knock off Kevin Hart and his impeccable MVP record that he's got. Speaking of Kevin Hart, as we always do, Kevin Hart, get in the building. Let's get it started. Let's get it going.
All right. You're going to learn today.
Deal with it. What are we doing?
If you're going to draft a 19-year-old, deal with it.
I was thinking about that all day in the car today as I was going to work, at work, everything that's going on in the world, and I'm just fed up. Man, think about it. Russell Westbrook got snuffed out of the All-Star game. Okay, so what? Deal with it.
If you're going to draft a 19-year-old, deal with it.
Exactly. If you're going to go out and be a pompous jerk, be an idiot for the most part in front of the press, and act like you're 16 years old, 19 years old, deal with it.
If you're going to draft a 19-year-old, deal with it.
It's that simple. Steph Curry won the All-Star Game popular vote because he is and has been the best point guard in the league the last 2 years. The reason why he got over Russell Westbrook, yes, we all know what Russell Westbrook's doing. He's been sensational. He's been incredible. But don't go and whine and complain about it. A lot like what's going on right now in the world. We got a new president in Donald Trump. And here's my issue with people complaining now about Donald Trump and back in November about Donald Trump. If you really wanted to complain, and you really wanted to get upset about it, you should have been upset when he became the Republican nominee about 2 years ago. That's when you should have been upset. Again, deal with it.
If you're going to draft a 19-year-old, deal with it.
If you're going to go out and protest about women's rights and whatnot, last time I checked, women do have a bunch of rights. They got a bunch of things that they can do. I have a woman, my mom, for example, who has been in the military, has been a drill sergeant. She's done what she's been able to do. She didn't need to stay in the military for me to become the man that I am today. She left and made her own decisions. Guess what? She dealt with it. She's dealing with it.
If you're going to draft a 19-year-old, deal with it.
Preach, Coach Calipari. For those of you that are upset about Trump, for those of you that are upset about what's going on in your world, Seriously, go do something about it. Don't sit back and complain. Russell Westbrook is by far the best point guard in the game right now. We all know that's the case. It's not a debate, but at the same time, and you can debate whether the semantics about James Harden being a point guard and whatnot. But Russell Westbrook is better than Steph Curry right now. We all know that. But at the end of the day, you look at a guy like Kobe Bryant. How many All-Star games did he go to? 20 years in the league? 18 All-Star game appearances, selections. This guy, Kobe Bryant, was not an All-Star 18 years out of his career. Absolutely not. You know how many years he was out due to injury for the most part? Like 2 or 3, like not all together, but for the most part at the end of his career, he was not an All-Star. People voted him in because why? Kobe. You ever seen Dave Chappelle? Kobe. That's why. He was one of the most popular players in the league. Russell Westbrook is popular by all get up. Don't get me wrong. He's got that Jordan sponsorship. I know what's up with him. But he is not the baby-faced assassin that ESPN loves to lick their chops every time he's on TV. He is not that guy. So don't sit here and tell me that, yeah, we know he's deserved, but from the standpoint of the overall optics of the All-Star game voting, he is most definitely deserving of him. Now, obviously, we all know Russ has played the better game. He has been the better player. But for the most part, from the standpoint of the overall optics of the All-Star game and how it's represented, you got to deal with it.
If you're going to draft a 19-year-old, deal with it.
And one more thing before I mention these starters in the All-Star game. Steve Kerr. He's all upset that the players didn't take it real and they didn't take it for granted. You know why? Because he's got guys like Klay Thompson who are in the bottom 10 portion of the voting process because nobody likes his team. Hey, guess what, Steve Kerr? Let me give you one more John Calipari before I go list off those starters for the East and West Conference.
If you're going to draft a 19-year-old, deal with it.
Deal with it. That's right, Steve Kerr. Deal with it. Your team's hated throughout the league, and that's what's going to happen. So deal with it. All right, let's get back to it anyway. The starters in the East and Western Conference. Eastern Conference, front court, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Okay, this is where I got to stop right here. With the national media, this is what I got to say. Look, I get it. Giannis Antetokounmpo has now slowly gotten his way into the conversation of the national spotlight. I understand his name is difficult. I understand his name is tough. I'm serious. Like, I get it. It's a long name. It's like one of the longest names. It's like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's like the longest name in the NBA. I get it. It's tough. But let me tell you something. Let's do the Sesame Street countdown, shall we? Okay, Giannis. You can say Giannis. That's okay. I get it. We're going to have a spelling bee right now. Giannis. Giannis. And I'm not even going to look at anything, and I'm going to spell Antetokounmpo for you. Antetokounmpo. That's how you spell Giannis Antetokounmpo. Say it the right way. Don't butcher it on national radio just because you're all of a sudden sitting here being like, oh, I'm the funny guy because I don't know how to say the Greek freak's last name. No, figure it out. If you tried to butcher a guy like LeBron James's name, or if you tried to butcher Kevin Durant's name, Anthony Davis, or some other guy who's got some foreign French name or what have you, and you're going to butcher like Dikembe Mutombo, you really think people are going to try to butcher Dikembe Mutombo when he's doing the finger web? I don't think so. Come on now, people. You got to figure out how to spell this man's name, how to say it correctly, how to understand, because guess what? He is now one of the more premier superstar basketball players in the league, and you're going to sit here and butcher his name over the airwaves and make fun of it. Yeah, he's going to be one of those guys over the next 5 years we're going to be talking about as a top 10 player in the NBA, and you're going to sit here and butcher his name just because it's funny? That ain't going to fly with me, and that ain't going to fly with the majority of NBA fans out there. When I'm hearing podcasts behind the scenes away from the national spotlight saying his name perfectly, correctly, whether it's Giannis or Giannis, that's okay. But they're saying Antetokounmpo the correct way, like it rolls off their tongue, because we all know he's coming up. We all know he's going to be one of those bad men coming around the block. We all know how to say his name. So don't sit here and act like you don't know what's up when you know he's going to be a top 5 player in the league in about 5 years. So I just want to get that out of my way before I keep going. The rest of the East starters, as we mentioned, LeBron, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jimmy Butler. Again, I'm going to say it again. Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's a bad man. That's a bad man right there. Look, there's his name spelled right there on the podcast. So anyway, DeMar DeRozan. Obviously, people talked about Isaiah Thomas. I understand if you wanted to debate that. But DeMar DeRozan from the 2-guard position is one of the best players in the NBA. It's not even a debate. He really has had the highest points scored at the 2-guard position. Obviously, Dwayne Wade got a high portion of the votes from the fans, but DeMar DeRozan is definitely deserving. And Kyrie Irving, now you can make a debate if Isaiah Thomas can take his spot. You can make a debate maybe John Wall. You can make a debate from other guys, maybe Kyle Lowry. But Kyrie Irving is very popular. He's also an unbelievable guy in the All-Star game. He's fun to watch. He's all those things you want. I don't have a problem with the overall seeding here. I actually don't have an issue with it at all. I mean, I thought Giannis, LeBron, and Jimmy Butler would be deserving starters anyway, and I thought DeMar DeRozan would get in just because of the two-guard slot. But for the most part, I'm actually okay with the situation. In the West, I don't have a problem with it at all, like I just mentioned with Russell Westbrook. Steph Curry, James Harden, no debate. If James Harden didn't get in, I wouldn't even do a show because he's clearly the best two-guard in the game, or guard, or whatever you have you right now. And then Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, and Kevin Durant. Like, all those guys outside of Anthony Davis are obviously either MVPs or MVP candidates in the NBA. Kawhi Leonard, with what he did over the weekend, was absolutely sensational and unbelievable. And also, obviously, what we're seeing with Kevin Durant and how he's playing. Steph Curry, the two-time defending MVP. In fact, Kevin Durant and Steph Curry are the two-time MVPs, or three-time MVPs if you want to be legit about that. So that's where it's at right there, and that's where we're looking in the All-Star game. Some headlines before I introduce Mark real quick. Some major injuries. Really, really sad. Rudy Gay. I know Mark knows who Rudy Gay is when he played in his Memphis days. Really, really sad there with a torn Achilles tendon. Just blown out against the Indiana Pacers on Wednesday. Absolutely just a really, really sad story. I mean, I don't like Rudy Gay as a basketball player, but at the end of the day, that's a human being, and that is a really, really sad story there for Rudy Gay. And we all pray that he comes back and is healthy a year from now and can be playing the game of basketball the way he loves to play it. Pau Gasol also out, messed up his finger. He fractured his fourth metacarpal in his left hand. He'll be out for 4 to 8 weeks, so the Spurs signed Joel Anthony to a 10-day contract there as well. Steph Curry, 13th all-time in three-pointers, passing Peja Stojakovic. Not a shock. He better be number one by the time his career's end because he's the best shooter I've ever seen, ever, period. And players of the week, Kawhi Leonard for the Western Conference and Joel Embiid for the Eastern Conference. Boogie Cousins, also hilarious, a guy who gave a lot of smack towards the refs on Saturday night after the Bulls game when he barely touched Dwayne Wade. Yes, that is a regular season foul. That is not a playoff foul that he committed. But, hey, Dwayne Wade's a superstar for a reason. He got the benefit of the doubt, and the Bulls got the victory. But I agree with the Boogie. I would be sarcastic, too, in that situation. He was a bad man. 42 points, 14 rebounds. You can't fault the man. And also, the CBA has finally been announced and been signed. All the paperwork is good till 2023, 2024. Mark, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Did you enjoy those garbage football games over the weekend? I caught like 5 minutes.
It was terrible.
I caught like 5 minutes of the Pittsburgh New England game. It was just an absolute mess. I'm so glad I did not watch the Packers and Falcons. I'm eating a lot of crow because on NBA Lead on our Slack app, I said the Packers would destroy the Falcons. I was completely wrong.
It's okay. You know, it was. I thought there'd be more points scored in that second game I thought that Green Bay would score way more points, honestly. Yeah. That line was way, way high. And I put a lot of money out there in daily fantasy, and the Green Bay really let me down there. Aaron Rodgers, I'm looking at you, but that's okay. I don't really care. Honestly, I have no dog in the fight. I'm a Tennessee Titans fan, and, of course, that's never going to happen. But, I think we all, at the end of the day, root for just quality games that are good and entertaining, and unfortunately, that was not the case. I'm thinking that the Super Bowl will be the case. It's looking. I have said for several weeks that I think the Falcons will win the Super Bowl, and so far I'm being proved right. If only for the fact I saw Matt Ryan play way too much because I had him on my fantasy team this year. I mean, everywhere. I had him everywhere, so I watched the Falcons all the time. But yeah, I thought they were good. I think the Super Bowl will be good. I thought the games were boring. I don't know. They're just one-sided. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I mean, outside of the Packers and Cowboys game, they've all been dud fests for the most part, and that's unfortunate, like you said. But I actually am really excited for the Falcons because 3 years ago, when it was 4 years ago in 2013 when it was the Ravens and 49ers, the Falcons had a chance of going to the Super Bowl that year. And I'm actually really excited and happy for Matt Ryan for him to finally get that chance to represent the NFC in that game. Hey, we got a guest on the other side, Johnathan Wagner. Good old times. We'll be having him on the other side. We'll be back.
NBA Lead will be your ultimate destination for up-to-the-moment expert commentary on all trending NBA topics and headlines. The digital broadcasting network will offer hours of live content, plus more than hundreds of on-demand videos each week. It provides news, highlights, live look-ins, our own analysis, music, and conversations from around the NBA world. Moving at the speed of Twitter, it pushes from headline to headline, topic to topic. When all said and done, NBA Lead will bring the fans what they want, when they want. NBA Lead, for the fans, by the fans. How would you like to get all of your favorite team's merchandise delivered straight to your doorstep? Check out fanessentials.net. All you do is pick your favorite sports team, and every month you get your team's gear shipped straight to your door. They find the sports gear so you don't have to. Each fan box comes packed full with some amazing gear, and it makes a great gift idea for any sports fan. Prices start at just $34.99. Visit fanessentials.net and use promo code NBALEAD at checkout for 15% off your first month. Visit fanessentials.net to get all the essentials you need.
Dear Daddy, dear Mom,
I love you.
I miss you.
Every year, Snowball Express honors the children of fallen soldiers. Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Orlando. Join me in proudly supporting Snowball Express, a nonprofit that creates opportunities to help heal the children of our fallen heroes. We can never repay the sacrifice our soldiers have made, but we can honor them by giving back to their children. Donate now at snowballexpress.org.
NBA Lead will be your ultimate destination for up-to-the-moment expert commentary on all trending NBA topics and headlines. The digital broadcasting network will offer hours of live content, plus more than hundreds of on-demand videos each week. It provides news, highlights, live look-ins, our own analysis, music, and conversations from around the NBA world. Moving at the speed of Twitter, it pushes from headline to headline, topic to topic. When all said and done, NBA Lead will bring the fans what they want, when they want. NBA Lead, for the fans, by the fans.